In today's episode, you'll hear real 911 calls made not by innocent bystanders, but killers who are trying to cover their tracks. Some are clearly lying through their teeth, but others almost get away with murder. A now ex-NYPD police officer, Michael Valva, and his fiancée, Angela Polina, were charged with murder after his 8-year-old autistic son stopped breathing in January 2020, and it was not accidental.
Suffolk Police 843, what is the location of your emergency? Hello, do you need, hi, do you need the police?
I need ambulance immediately. My son's not breathing.
Okay, stay on the line. Your son, who's not breathing, how old is he? How old is he?
8.
8?
Yes. He fell down. He banged his head.
Okay.
He's okay.
Okay.
Took him. I gave him a shower to try and help him out a little bit. Stop breathing.
Okay.
CPR.
County Fire Rescue number 50. What's the address of the emergency?
11 Bittersweet Lane, Cinema Richards, New York, 11934.
11 Bittersweet, nearest street on the corner.
Yes.
Are you also Barberry? Sir, what's your name?
My name is Michael. I'm a police officer with the city of New York. My son, I don't know if he's breathing or not. I don't know if his heart stopped. He fell down on his way to the bus. He banged his head pretty good. I brought him in, and I'm doing CPR right now.
All right. How old is he?
8 years old.
Okay. Do you need any instructions, sir?
I just need somebody to get here quick.
Listen, I already sent them, okay? Help is already on the way. Do you need any other kind of help?
Not at your time, I believe.
All right. Is your front door unlocked for them?
Yep.
All right. Keep on doing CPR. We already sent help, okay?
30.
All right. I'm going to hang up now. Is that all right? Do you need me for anything?
No, just please get somebody here.
Okay. We're going to get somebody right there, okay? Sorry number?
843.
All right. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Yep. All right, sir, I'm going to stay on with you till I get there, all right?
Okay.
What is your name?
My name is Mike Valva.
Mike, okay.
19, 20. His belly is filling up a lot as I'm doing CPR.
It's filling up?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me transfer you back to rescue, all right? Because they would be able to let you know if that's normal, all right? Hold on, Mike. Don't hang up, okay?
Okay.
You have reached Suffolk County Fire Rescue.
Just stay with me, Mike.
Dispatchers are currently processing other emergency calls. Please stay on the line.
I just didn't hear a heartbeat.
Do you hear a heartbeat? I couldn't hear.
County Fire
I
Rescue
wasn't
number
sure if I
9.
could hear a heartbeat.
Hey, number 9. Hey, 11 Bittersweet, East Richards. I'm on with Mike. He's a police officer, NYPD. His 8-year-old fell down, hit his head, is not breathing. CPR is in progress. He said the child's belly is filling up. He wants to know, is this normal or not? We have rescue on the way and police. If you could assist him further, please.
Hello, sir. Are you there?
Mike?
Yeah.
Mike, rescue's back on.
We have help on the way. He knows CPR. What does he need us to do?
He had some questions.
Is that normal?
What's going on?
His belly is filling up like it's filling up with air.
Well, if you're putting air into his mouth, then some of it is going to go into his belly, yes. But some of it is going to go into his lungs, too, and that's what we need. We need air going into his lungs if he's not breathing. If he vomits, you're going to have to turn him on his side. But you sure he's not breathing?
I don't know, to be honest.
They're on their way. What's going on right now? Does he have any medical history?
No,
Mike?
no medical history. Just autism spectrum.
Okay. Any bleeding?
Well, I mean, he cut his elbow.
What did he hit his head on? What did he fall on?
Concrete.
Concrete? Are you having flat on his back on the floor?
Huh?
I don't want to bother you if you're busy doing CPR, but I'm just trying to make sure we have all the information we need. He's on the floor. He's flat on his back.
He's on the sofa.
You got to get him on a hard surface on the floor.
All right, I'm moving him. We're in the basement, by the way, when they enter.
Basement? Where's the entrance?
Mike, where's the entrance?
Front entrance.
Front entrance, use? Okay.
The door open?
ETA?
We're getting one right now. They're on the road.
Yeah, he's not breathing.
Keep going until someone takes over or tells you to stop. They're less than a minute out, sir.
He fell down and banged his head. He was a little messy. I took him to the shower. He was okay. And all of a sudden, I saw he wasn't breathing. So I pulled him out. Tried to have him dressed.
Yeah, our unit's on scene.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I'm going to disconnect.
Just pulled up too.
Ambulance just pulled up? Okay.
What's your number?
843.
Thank you.
Thank you, 9. Bye.
Valva had initially reported that his autistic son had hit his head and that he had put him in the shower to clean him up after his fall. In reality, according to police findings, the boy had died of hypothermia after being tortured by the couple and being forced to sleep in their ice-cold garage overnight when it was only 19 degrees outside. He was not given a blanket or a pillow, only the cold and hard cement floor. The boy had been rushed from their Long Island home to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead at 79 degrees body temperature. According to authorities, this had not been the first time the boy and his 6-year-old brother, Andrew, had been punished in this manner. Upon reviewing surveillance footage from cameras in the couple's home, and found that 2 nights prior to the incident, footage showed the boy sleeping in the garage, shivering, and the camera had been labeled Kids Room. Prosecutors have stated later in court that Polina had permitted detectives to access the video footage. But a simultaneous effort was made to delete the video and audio. Andrew Valva had also reported to authorities that he and his brothers Thomas and Anthony, aged 10, were often thrown into the garbage bin as punishment. According to Thomas's heartbroken mother, Justinia Zupko Valva, no one had listened to her or her son about the alleged abuse that Michael Valva and his fiancée were putting her children through. She and the boy's school had reportedly contacted child services to report multiple bruises on his bottom. The brothers coming to school hungry and visibly dirty. In fact, CPS was called 17 times in relation to the little boy. This video had also been reported where Thomas can be seen fighting and kicking to get away from his abusive father. Additionally, Zupko Valva wrote on Facebook that after 7 months of being under her care, her children finally opened up to her. They allegedly disclosed details about sexual abuse, child pornography, and trafficking to her. The surviving children also told their therapists about being taken to multiple homes, put in cages naked, and exposed to satanic rituals. The children's nanny, Amanda Wildman, spoke to the Dr. Oz show, detailing what she witnessed in the house. She says all she hopes for is that the couple gets what they deserve. Both Michael Valva and Angela Polina were arrested for third-degree murder and held without bond. The couple reportedly blamed each other for the incident and called for separate trials to prove their own innocence. Valva's lawyer referred to his client's ex as a wicked stepmother, stating that Polina was manipulative and took charge of the children's discipline. Polina's defense attorney had argued against Valva's defense, saying that she's not in control, Mr. Valva was. As of May 2021, both Valva and Polina's defense have motioned for separate trials to be held for the matter, and a sentence is yet to be made. If you're a true 911 fan, don't forget to like this video. This episode is sponsored by Scentbird, and I decided to invite a friend of mine, Jesse, to try it out.
I got 3 different fragrances from Scentbird: Confessions of a Rebel, Get a Room, Arquiste Poe, and Derek Lam, 10 Crosby, All of Me. My favorite is Confessions of a Rebel, Get a Room. I don't really like floral or candy notes, so it was a really beautiful multi-layered perfume. Its keynotes are apple tree, mandarin, cypress, and clary sage. This was perfect, and it still smelled fresh after many hours. Get a Room is also a great unisex perfume because it doesn't lean too feminine or too masculine, so it's the perfect scent for everyone. All of Me has a very fun summertime smell that is white floral leading. Although Poe isn't my style, if you enjoy that salty second skin smell, then you'll love it. If you're not sure what your style is, you can also find that out, where there's a simple quiz that you take, and then they'll let you know what the fragrance is that you'll love. Scentbird lets you choose a new designer fragrance to try every month for just $17. And since you pick what you want to receive, there's no surprises. There's also hundreds of products to choose from. With every fragrance, you'll get a 30-day supply, so you can try it out before committing. Because we know a full-size bottle can be anywhere from $150 to $500. Make sure to use my coupon code TRUECALLS for 55% off at Scentbird. It's just a little over $7 for your first month, and it's available in the USA and Canada.
Thanks, Scentbird, for the sponsorship. You can check out the links below. Let's get back to the video. Heidi Aileen Truman was killed in September 2012 at the hand of her own husband, Conrad Truman. The cold-hearted killer reported to 911 that his wife had been seriously injured, and later, after authorities determined she had died from a gunshot wound, told police that it was suicide.
911, what city is your emergency? What address?
South 1180 West. Please come quick.
Okay, tell me that one more time so I know I have it right.
220 South 1180 West, Orem, Utah. Come quick.
Okay, and I have officers headed over there. Tell me the phone number you're calling from, okay?
Cell phone.
I have officers on the way. I need to know what happened.
I don't know. I just heard something. I got blood. Okay.
Somebody, I'm sorry, I can't understand you. Hello, well, I need you to calm down for a minute. I understand. 220 South, 1180 West. My partner is dispatching somebody. I need to know exactly what happened. Who is bleeding? Okay, no, I can't. You need to slow down. Calm down, okay? Okay? I can't understand you. You need to talk a little quieter, okay? You're just echoing too bad. Okay, take a breath for me, okay? What is your name? Okay, they're headed over there. They're headed over there. Okay, listen, I need you to listen to me. I need you to listen to me, okay? I need you to stop for a second, okay? Listen, okay? I have officers on the way, okay? Tell me your name. Tell me your name. My officers are on the way. I need to have some information from you, okay? I don't know what's going on. Okay, are you... Hello? Where are you going? Hello? Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, tell me your name.
I really don't know what happened. Okay? I really don't know what happened. I swear to God. She came out of the shower, and I heard a pop, and there was blood, and she's in blood.
Okay. Tell me your name. What is your name? I have officers and paramedics on the way, okay? Okay, can you take a breath? Okay, I understand. I need to help you, okay? Alright, I'm here to help you. I have paramedics and officers on the way to help you. So she has a gunshot wound to the head, is that correct?
I'm not here.
Who is this? Who am I speaking to? Hello? Hello?
I'm right here.
Okay, what is your name?
My name's Conrad. She's choking.
She's choking? Okay, does she have a gunshot wound?
It looks like she might have a gunshot wound.
A gunshot wound? Where is it?
Come on, baby.
Okay, where's the gun right now? Where is the gun right now? Ma'am, I need you to answer my questions. Where's the gun? They're in the bathroom. It sounds like she was in the shower and then she heard a pop and walked in and a female is on the ground. Sounds like a gunshot wound. She's choking, but I can't make out half because she's yelling so loud. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? I need you to pick up the phone for me. Hello? I need you to pick up the phone and talk to me. I need you to pick up the phone and talk to me, okay? Can you hear me? They're on their way. I need you to talk to me so I can help you with her, okay? Okay, I can help you. I need you to answer the phone, and I need some information on where she's bleeding so I can help you with that, okay?
No.
Where is she bleeding? Out of her hair? Okay. Is she conscious? Is this a trailer park?
No, it's right across from Trafalgar, please.
It's across from Trafalgar?
There's so much blood.
Okay, is the blood only coming from her head?
Please.
Is this a trailer or a house?
It's a house.
It's a house? Okay. Okay, is she still breathing?
I swear to God.
Okay, they're on their way. They're almost there. They're just outside. They need to find the house, okay? Okay, are you able to go outside?
Yes.
Okay, go outside. I sure have an officer there. Is that right? 306 in the area? Okay, I have an officer that's outside trying to find you. Can you go out and find him? Can you go out and find him? Okay, go out and get the officer so he can help you, okay? My officer's outside. Okay, to get help for her, I need you to let the officer know where you're at. Hello? Phone number. Hello? Okay, I hear a male. Is that the officer on scene? Yeah, that's the officer. Hello?
You better get up on the area. I'm not. My wife died.
I guess it's his wife. I guess it's a male, or no, I'm talking to a male and it's his wife.
The same man who kissed his dead wife's head and feet, apologizing for not shielding her from an alleged bloodthirsty killer, turned out to be the same man who murdered 26-year-old Heidi Truman to claim $878,767 from insurance policies reportedly. On the night of September 30th, 2012, police found Truman covered in his wife's blood in the doorway of their home, screaming for help. Truman then led the officer to the kitchen, where the victim, Truman's wife of 3 years, was lying face down, blood seeping from her head from what appeared to be a gunshot wound. A medical autopsy conducted by Dr. Edward Leas determined that the young woman's death was a homicide and confirmed that a bullet caused the wound and that the gun was fired at a close range. Police were almost immediately suspicious of the supposed grieving 31-year-old husband, whose accounts of the ordeal seemed to change with each person he spoke with. Truman reportedly begged Orem Department of Public Safety Victims Advocate Renee Flitton to find the killer that shot my wife. Minutes later, he allegedly lamented that his wife allegedly took her own life. The man reportedly provided multiple other suicide theories as investigations went on, and eventually, he refused to speak with detectives at all. The officer who first responded to the scene at 220 South 1180 West, Utah, described Truman as being agitated and furious with emergency responders and authorities who asked him to step aside so that they could attend to the victim. He was reportedly threatening to kill the cop and everyone he knew if he didn't save Heidi. Truman allegedly told the cop that someone must have fired the bullet at his wife through sheetrock while he was in the shower. Video footage from the crime scene shows a home, a chaotic mess with blood everywhere, as well as a gun out in the open. Police were unable to uncover more information about what had transpired before Truman called 911, but both he and the victim's blood alcohol levels were just under the legal driving limit, indicating that they had both been intoxicated at the time of the shooting. The only other speculations that came to light during the investigation revealed that the couple had been watching the TV drama Dexter on the night of the killing, and some believed that the show had inspired Truman. In July 2013, Truman was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and obstruction of justice. Truman's defense tried to support his actions that fateful night by stating that Truman had not been in the right state of mind, blaming alcohol and shock for his behavior. Truman's defense also claimed that the crime scene was not controlled, as there had been dogs walking around the home and through the evidence, and Truman was allegedly allowed to go to the bathroom alone. However, despite the defense's argument, Truman was convicted the following year in October. He was sentenced 15 years to life on the murder charge and a consecutive 1 to 15 years on the obstruction charge. Truman's brother set up a change.org to petition against what he believed was the wrongful imprisonment of his brother, where he stated that the prosecution misled the jury to convict him. A second trial was granted in 2016, as his first trial had been proven to have inaccurate incriminating evidence. After nearly 4 years of incarceration, Truman was acquitted of the crime. Truman's attorney stated that he believed that the jury acquitted Truman the second time around because of accurate evidence that made the homicide scenario less plausible. Six-year-old Faye Sweatlick was playing outside her family's home in Case on Monday, February 10, 2020, when she disappeared. Her mother, Selena Collins, saw her last at 3:45 p.m. Collins called her boyfriend, Carter Arkand, about a half an hour later to say she couldn't find Faye. She then asked neighbors and friends to help her search for her daughter, but when the little girl was still missing just before 5 p.m., she made this call to 911.
Langston County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
16 Londonderry Square. I need to report a missing child.
All right, repeat that address for verification.
16 Londonderry Square, Casey, South Carolina.
All right, and tell me exactly what's happening.
We can't find my daughter. She was playing outside, and now I can't find her.
Okay, how old is she?
She is 6. She's going to be 7 in June.
All right. I'm going to stay on the line with you, but I'm going to get KCPD on the line too, but I'm going to stay on the line, so don't hang up, okay?
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. All right, ma'am. You're on the phone with Casey. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Can you tell me what your son's name is?
My daughter's name is Faye Sweatlick, Faye.
Hold on. All right. What was the first name again?
Faye.
Faye, F-A-Y-E?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's your last name?
Sweatlick.
Spell that for me.
Sweetlik.
Okay, and what was she wearing?
She was wearing polka dotted rain boots, a flowered skirt, and
skirt or, solid skirt or a flowered skirt?
Flowered. Was a pink rose skirt.
Okay.
And
a black kind of shirt.
A black T-shirt that has a neon design on it.
And how long has she been gone?
Last I saw her probably about an hour ago.
How tall is she?
She's 3'10".
3 foot? How much does she weigh?
65 pounds.
All right, stay on the phone with me. Do not hang up. What's your name?
My name is Selena Collins.
You last saw her in the front yard. You didn't see which way she went or anything like that?
No, she was just right in front of my front porch.
Okay. Does she have a phone?
No.
All right. Have you possibly, have you walked around and tried to locate her?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to stay in your yard, okay? Because we have a unit out that has a dog just in case we need to try to track her, okay?
Okay.
So we don't need you walking. If you can just kind of stay close to the last place she was. Hold on just a second.
I checked all the houses in my neighborhood and anybody that's actually answered that looking for her too.
Did she have a dog or anything with her?
No.
Okay, my officer will be there in just a few minutes.
Minutes later, the first responding officers arrived to help with the search. Half an hour later, the search area was expanded, with canine units, firefighters, and a helicopter joining the operation. At 6 p.m., the Case Department of Public Safety Director, Brian Snellgrove, requested the FBI's help in the search. At this point, neighbor interviews began. During a visit to the 6-year-old father's house, Chad Swetlick was told about his daughter's disappearance while the FBI searched his home. No evidence was found, and Swetlick's phone records proved he was at his North Carolina residence at the time of Faye's disappearance. Nearly 3 hours after Collins last saw her child, their home was established as a crime scene. Officials worked through the property, taking photos and looking for evidence. Both Collins and Arcand were interviewed separately from each other. Eventually, by midnight, the mother and boyfriend were taken to a hotel. No evidence was found against Collins, Arcand, and Faye's grandmother on their phones. There was still no sign of the child by Tuesday, 11 February. The pair were interviewed again because there was not enough for investigators to exclude them from the case. Collins said she could lead them to her child using her mother's intuition, a statement officers found odd in the interview. Throughout the day, police continued to canvass the area, comb through surveillance, and interview drivers going in and out. Still, no evidence was found. Another day went by with no clues as to where Faye was or who had taken her. On Wednesday morning, 2 FBI agents and the 6-year-old's mother went to the 6 Mile Creek area, again turning up nothing. Then, investigators found blood on a pillowcase and more in the couple's car. It seemed as if they had made a break in the case until both were tested. The blood in the house came from an open sore on Arcand's face. The blood in the cars also matched Collins and Arcand's. Just hours later, at 11:15 a.m., investigators interviewed a man at number 602 Piccadilly Square who said he lived with his roommate, Cody Taylor. The roommate was at work when Faye went missing. Both men were employees of Wingstop, but Taylor was not at the business when the 6-year-old disappeared. A full laundry bag belonging to Taylor was found and taken for DNA testing, but not inspected further. When authorities arrived at the residence later that day, another consensual search was done. Taylor said he was sleeping at the time Faye went missing. Sadly, on Thursday, February 13, one of the polka dot rain boots the girl was wearing, along with the ladle with fresh dirt on it, was found in the Churchill Heights neighborhood. Director Snellgrove found a child's body partially buried by freshly dug soil and the second polka dot rain boot in nearby woods. The coroner, Margaret Fisher, identified the body as 6-year-old Faye Swetlick. Records showed that the child died around 8 p.m. the same day that she went missing. The Case Department of Public Safety and Law Enforcement held this emotional press conference.
It is with extremely heavy hearts that we are announcing that we have found the body that the coroner has identified as Faye Maureen Swetlick. We are now treating this case as a homicide. As this community has been working hard to find Faye and bring her home safely, we wanted you to know as soon as possible.
At almost the exact same time, Taylor's roommate arrived home to find the man surrounded by a pool of blood. A knife was found near his body. During the search at Taylor's house, investigators found the same brand of knives in the kitchen. Additionally, they found a Walmart receipt for gardening supplies. Video footage from the store shows the purchase happening. Near her home, a memorial site continued to grow, with community members who didn't know the child feeling the effects of the tragic loss.
Everybody needs to look out for each other's children. There's too many getting gone, at such a young age. And even though I didn't know this girl, I have 3 grandkids of my own. And it just touches home, Get to know your neighbors. Get to walk around. That's it. God bless that angel. and I'm praying for their parents.
I have a 6-year-old grandson, and I can't imagine, could never imagine how her family must be feeling. I can't imagine what I would do if this were my grandson. So yeah, I think we all need to pay our respects.
A further autopsy on the 6-year-old revealed that she was strangled with a trash bag. 8 days after she was declared missing, her autopsy results were read out in a press conference.
Faye Swetlick's death did not occur at the location where her body was discovered. And her body had not been at that location. Her body had been at that location for only a short time. We have concluded that Faye's death was a homicide and took place within only a few hours after she was abducted. The cause of Faye's death has been ruled asphyxiation. Unless there's new evidence pertinent to the investigation of my office, we will not release any additional information regarding Faye Marie Swetlick.
Cody Taylor's death was ruled a suicide by a wound to the neck. Following this, law enforcement released the evidence that led them to suspecting him. The day Faye's body was found, a Lyft driver told investigators he had picked Taylor up from Walmart. The driver said that the man was acting nervous when he brought up the investigation and said he had never met Faye. On the same day, Taylor's roommate was taken in for questioning. He told officers that when he started to spend less time at the house the two men shared, Taylor's mental state seemed to decline, including suicidal ideations. While Faye was missing, Taylor used an odor eliminator in the house, but this was normal behavior since they often smoked weed together. In hindsight, the roommate said there was a strange smell, but he presumed it was a low-quality spray rather than an attempt to conceal the scent of the little girl's body. There was no evidence on Taylor's computer that linked him to Faye. Still, he had previously identified himself as an incel, a person who regards themselves as being involuntarily celibate and typically expresses extreme resentment and hostility towards those who are sexually active. Taylor's roommate also described him as too scared to talk to girls. A video from Walmart showed him buying the items used to cover up the child's body, including soil. The partially empty bag was found at his residence post his suicide. 2 other videos were uncovered during the investigation. One of Taylor dumping material from a large bag onto the burial site. The second was a video of him walking to where Faye's body was partially buried. DNA from the ladle and the laundry bag matched the 6-year-old's, and the suspect's DNA was found under her fingernails. With Cody Taylor's suicide, Faye's parents are left with more questions than answers. Since Taylor is deceased, the state of South Carolina is unable to pursue criminal charges against him. Investigators were unable to tell if he had any accomplices. 1 year on, Selena Collins and Chad Swetlick spoke about the little girl in an interview with News 19 WLTX.
She was the epitome of that childlike energy that everybody just wishes that they had. From the moment that she woke up in the morning to the moment that she laid her head down at night, it was go, 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 go. She very rarely even ever stopped to eat. Like, sometimes it was her running around with chicken nuggets in her hand, just laughing maniacally.
She's a very social butterfly. She will talk to almost anyone.
If, we ran into anybody anywhere, if she liked something that she saw, she would compliment it. She'd like, that's a good color on you, I like your hair. But she was always willing to be anybody's friend. And she wanted to be everybody's friend.
Yeah.
No matter who you were, what you looked like, or what you did, she wanted to be your friend.
Faye's murder affected the whole community, including the authorities involved in the search, especially the director of Case Department of Public Safety, Byron Snellgrove.
For me, after 65 hours of searching, the memory of finding the small body of Faye Marie Swetlick in a shallow grave on the morning of February 13th, 2020, will never, ever leave me. In the days, months, and now nearly a year after, I see how this loss impacted our officers and our staff. This makes it almost impossible to imagine the worry and in the end, the horror that her family experienced during this time. Even as a father and a grandfather, I cannot fathom what the pain of their loss actually feels like.
The 6-year-old is remembered as God's little angel. Her family says she is not hurting. She was running around in heaven, playing, laughing, and having a great time. A buddy bench was painted and dedicated to the memory of a child whose death shook the community. As for law enforcement, a portrait of Faye is hung up in the office, and greater collaboration between them and the community has come out of the tragic event. In May 2018, Pitesh Mittal lied about strangling his wife to death in their Teesside home, blaming it on a burglar attack. But the truth was that killing his wife was not his only secret.
Police emergency.
Oh, hiya. I think we've been burgled and my wife's been attacked.
Where about? What's the address?
We're on number 35, the Avenue in Middlesbrough, Linthorpe.
Right, is that where your wife is now?
Yeah, well, I've just come home. I was just out. I went to get something to eat and see the lads at work and get my laptop. And I come home and the house is ransacked. And she's just on the floor. She's got duct tape all over her and she's like unconscious.
Right.
I'm trying to take off her.
Can she breathe?
Well, no, because she's...
Take the duct tape off her then.
Can you send someone quick?
Yeah, I am. Can I take your name, please?
My name's Mitesh.
Okay.
I can't get it off her.
Give me an ambulance, mate. Yeah.
My battery's really low as well, so if I die...
I'm going to get someone straight out, okay?
How long will they be?
I'm going to get them travelling on blue lights and we're going to get an ambulance straight out as well.
Okay.
Okay. You said is your wife breathing? Can you feel a pulse?
I can't feel anything. Her hands are really cold.
How long have you been out of the house?
About an hour.
What's your wife called, please?
Africa.
What's the date of birth?
16/9/83.
Just try and stay calm. Is it Mitesh I'm speaking to?
Yeah, it is.
Listen, we've got police travelling down now. Okay? We've got police travelling down now. Okay?
Can you ring my dad, please?
What, sorry?
Can you ring my dad?
Do you want to ring him?
Well, or should I wait for the... I don't know what to do.
Listen, we've got officers on the way to you now. We've got a few units heading towards, okay? Okay, listen, Mitesh. What I'm going to do, I'm going to hang up the call. We've got lots of units heading towards, okay? Ring your dad up.
Yeah.
Just stay with your wife. Are there any other people in the house? Have you got any children in the house?
No, we don't have any children.
Right, okay.
Well, we live on our own with the pharmacist at Roman Road.
Right.
My parents live in Halifax.
Right.
Right, I've got the duct tape off her. It was on her legs, like by her ankles, and on her arms, tied. Like she'd been tied up. But her hands are really cold.
Are there any marks on her at all?
Well, I can see marks on her neck, like really dark neck.
She's been tied up by her hands.
Yeah.
And also tape around her legs.
Yeah.
And marks around her neck.
Yeah. She's got like blood on her nose and like stuff dripping out onto the floor.
Right. What position is she lying in at the moment?
She's in the recovery position.
Okay. Coming out. Okay. And she's non-responsive.
No, Jazz, come on, baby, wake up.
We've got Mitesh. Listen to me, please. We've got an ambulance coming. They're travelling on blue lights as well. Okay. And we've got.
Will you ring my dad, please?
There's nobody on scene, is there, Mitesh?
No, there's nobody here.
Nobody. Okay. What room are you? Okay, listen. The police are outside. Can you let the police officers in?
It's Jessica.
I'll leave her with you, okay, Mitesh? I'll leave you with the police officers. Okay.
Jessica and Mitesh Patel played together as children and met again when studying at De Montfort University in Leicester. Mitesh was Jessica's first boyfriend, and they met in secret at first. They got married in 2009 and began trying for children in 2015. According to the victim's sister, Minal, her sister had confided that he had displayed strange behavior with his cell phone, often taking it to the bathroom with him and keeping it close to him at all times. Minal and other family members, friends, and colleagues also reported various incidents that, when pieced together, had been signs of abuse. Incidents included Patel not allowing his wife to return home to her family to visit her dying grandfather. They were moving far from Halifax to Middleborough to lessen the time she spent with her family. Patel was constantly reprimanding and belittling his wife in front of both colleagues and customers at the Roman Road Pharmacy. They ran together, and Patel throwing a phone at her, injuring her leg. Patel allegedly sought help from a doctor for anxiety, but there was no concrete evidence that the doctor had asked her about domestic abuse at home. After killing his wife, 34-year-old Jessica Patel, her husband had ransacked the Middleborough home, making it look as if there had been an intrusion. Investigations also showed that he had made calls to employees who worked at the pharmacy that he and Jessica ran together in an attempt to create an alibi. He even called in an order at Romano's Pizza. Fawad Jawad, an employee at Romano's Pizza, had reported that he would never have suspected such a gruesome act and that the killer had seemed perfectly normal, even asking about the well-being of one of the delivery drivers. Patel had reportedly been using the app Grindr to have multiple affairs with men. After finding out the truth that her husband was gay, Jessica had found out earlier that day. Still, she stayed with him, and the two had even agreed to continue going for fertility treatment to try to start a family together. Unbeknown to her, Patel had been taking drugs to stifle his sperm count. Patel did not want a child with Jessica because the truth was that he was planning to run away to Australia with his boyfriend, whom he had met on the app. Police had found evidence of premeditated murder and his plans to run away with his lover on Patel's laptop, where he had researched a range of topics such as Hindu funeral, strangulation, selling a business, moving to Australia, and even searching "I need to kill my wife." Messages were also sent to his secret lover saying that her days are marked, and "What are your thoughts if she goes earlier than you think?" Evidence also showed that he planned to fund his new life with his wife's €2 million life insurance. Forensic psychologist Dr. Michelle Carr has described the killer's actions as pathologic and narcissistic. A 2-week trial held at Teesside Crown Court took place where Patel insisted that his story was true, later described as ridiculous. An investigation had determined that the victim had been injected with insulin and then tied up with duct tape and strangled to death, and a Tesco shopping bag had been used to suffocate her. The 37-year-old Mitesh Patel was sentenced to 30 years in prison for the murder of his wife. Jessica Patel had been described as kind, loving, sensitive, and a beautiful person from the inside out. According to those close to her, she had simple dreams, wanting to fall in love, have a family, and live happily ever after. The April 24, 2018 murder of Shanti Cooper began an investigation that revealed that her husband, David Trones, who seemingly had everything, had actually been leading a double life.
Hello?
She's not breathing. I'm trying to do CPR. I can't.
Okay, listen to me. Can you tell me what your address is?
I don't know. 218.
218 East Copeland? Okay. And who is it?
Copeland, this is Dan John.
Your name is Dan?
David.
Okay, your name is David? Okay, who is it that's not breathing?
My wife, I'm fucking.
Your wife is not breathing? Okay. Sir, I need you to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Listen to me. I'm going to get the paramedics so we can try and get her some help, okay? Don't hang up. Orlando Fire Department. Okay, with the medical, we're also going. Orlando Fire Department. difficulty with the medical, we're also going. Okay, let's do a little fire department. What's the address of the emergency?
218 East Copeland Drive.
218 East Copeland Drive. What's the telephone number you're calling me from?
This is 407 704. It's the house line.
Tell me exactly what happened.
It came over. I can't try.
Okay, what happened?
I found her in the shower.
And she passed away? Listen. Okay, what's your name? Okay, are you with her right now?
Yes.
How old is she?
39.
How old?
39.
Okay, is she awake right now?
No.
Is she breathing?
I can't wake her up. I can't wake her up.
Okay, listen. Is she breathing?
No, I tried to do CPR. I can't get her to breathe.
Okay, can you get her out of the shower?
I can't. I pulled her out.
Okay, is she laying flat on her back?
Yes.
Okay, and you don't know what happened or when anything happened?
No.
Okay. Is there a defibrillator available?
A what?
Is there a defibrillator available?
No.
Okay.
No.
We can do CPR. Okay. Okay, we can do CPR on her until the paramedics get there.
Okay.
All right, I want you to lay her flat on her back, okay? And tilt her head back. I want you to tilt her head back by putting one hand on her forehead and one hand on the back of her neck and tilt her head back, okay? Okay, listen, I want you to take a deep breath, okay, so we can do what we can while the paramedics are responding, okay?
Okay. I have neck tap.
Okay, I want you to put your mouth down by her. I want you to put your ear down by her mouth and tell me if you feel or hear any breathing, okay? Take a deep breath. I have help responding to your emergency, okay?
She has blood. She is not breathing.
She is not breathing? Okay. Okay, I want you to put the heel of your hand on the center of the chest.
Okay,
right between the nipples, okay? Put your other hand on top of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want you to pump her chest hard and fast, at least twice per second to make this beat. Okay, I want you to just let the chest come up all the way between pumps, and we're going to do this until help can take over, okay? I want you to count out loud. They're almost there to you. They're responding emergency to you.
There's a blue dumpster. They have to come back. Oh, God.
What is blue?
There's a blue dumpster, big blue dumpster in the driveway. They have to turn in. And if they can get past it, they have to drive past it. If they can't get past it,
they'll park out in the street. They'll just park out in the street.
Yeah, but we're in the back. We're in the far back. They have to get back to the gate and come up the stairs. Oh, God. There's water.
Are there any animals or anything in the house?
They're downstairs. They're in their kennel. They need to come up the stairs.
I did tell them they need to come up the stairs, okay? I want you, when you hear them coming in, when Has she been sick or something?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God, what happened to you? Baby.
Okay, the paramedics are on the property, okay? I'm going to stay on the phone with you until you're right with them. Are they there with you?
The house that David Trones and his new wife, Shanti Cooper, was allegedly purchased for more than $600,000. The 4,000 square foot property, adorned with gargoyles in Delaney Park, was the home of Trones' dreams. And soon after the purchase, he and his wife, who had been married since February 2017, began their renovation that would spiral out of control and ultimately lead to Shanti's demise. According to authorities, the 29-year-old woman found floating in their half-filled bathtub by her husband had reportedly been extensively beaten. Detectives also found blood on the floor of their bedroom that had dried over. They also said the victim's body was dry in the rest of the bathroom aside from the half-filled tub. Immediately suspicious of the man, police requested that Trones go with them to the station, and he did so voluntarily. The couple had met on Match.com shortly before they married. When they began dating, David told Shanti that he was rich, claiming that his inheritance from his father's death was worth $4 to $6 million. Detectives investigating Cooper's murder, however, proved that his claims of wealth were false. When questioned by police, Trones had admitted that the couple had been sleeping in separate areas during the renovation. He had taken the couch while his wife had been sleeping in the garage. A local contractor, Keith Ory, had been contacted by Trones to come and have a look at their project. Ory told CBSN the home had been astonishingly disassembled. He had described it as being largely wide open like you're inside of a giant shoebox. The victim's autopsy soon revealed that she did not die from drowning or from slipping and hitting her head, but that she had suffered significant blunt force trauma to the head and had been strangled to death. Her time of death was likely the night before 911 had been contacted, presumably just before she had planned to go to bed. She had been wearing her pajamas at the time of her murder. An investigation showed that she had taken off her watch and placed it next to her phone along with one earring on her nightstand. The other earring was still in her ear when she died, indicating that she had been interrupted. The lack of defensive wounds suggested that the woman had been taken by surprise. According to friends of the victim, even though Trones boasted his fortune to his wife, he never paid for anything, leaving it up to Cooper to pay the bills, including those of their extensive home renovation, which had racked up a cost of $250,000. He always talked about how he had a ton of money, but she couldn't figure out why he was such a miser. Melissa Brzezinski, a friend of Shanti's, stated to the police. During investigations, police also found that several days after her death, the house was transferred into a trust that only Trones controlled, and $252,000 of Cooper's money had been moved into another account in his name. Upon his arrest, many of her belongings, including her engagement ring, was found in his possession. Another secret that had come to the surface as the investigations into Cooper's death continued was a photograph of Trones at a male-only bathhouse just one day after he and Cooper had wed. About 4 months after her murder, Trones was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. He was held without bond and lost 2 attorneys due to his apparent lack of finances. A public defender briefly represented him until it was uncovered that he was hiding money and could actually afford to hire his own. With his trial set for 2020 and still no one to represent him, he was given 2 weeks in December 2019 to find someone to represent him. David Trones has never admitted to killing his wife, maintaining that he is innocent of the crime. Yet his life of lies and evidence gathered by police may be enough to prove otherwise, and he could face life behind bars. Six-year-old Keisha Weipart was reported missing to 000 in August 2010 by her mother, Christy Abrams. The horrific truth was that the girl wasn't missing at all. She had been murdered by her mother and boyfriend several days prior.
Hi, I've just gotten up and I went to the toilet and realized that my front door was open and my daughter's not here.
Okay, what's your address?
It's Miss Dean, stroke 342, Woodstock Avenue, Mount George.
Okay. We'll just get the police on their way out there, okay? How old's your daughter?
She's 6.
She's 6?
Yes.
Have you checked all the units?
No, I've just gotten up.
Okay, what's your name?
Christy, I'm her mum.
Okay, Christy, what's your last name?
Abraham.
Yep, and what's your phone number there?
I've just got the mobile. I don't know the mobile number.
Okay. What's your mobile?
Oh no, I don't know.
What's your daughter's name?
Kaisha.
What is it?
Kaisha.
Spell it.
Kiesha.
Yep. Abraham?
Yes.
And she's 6?
Yeah, she's 6.
Okay, so she, as far as you know, she would be in her pajamas, or you don't know?
Yes, she's in her pajamas.
Okay. So what time would you have last seen her? Last night?
I put her to bed 9:30, 9:45.
Okay. And do you have any other family that live in the unit block?
No.
Any neighbours that she would talk to?
No.
And it runs off, what is that, Marina Street?
Pardon?
The corner street, there's Marina Street?
Carwell.
Okay. Has she ever done this before?
No, not really. Like, she looks at a window and shit, but I don't know.
Is she tall, short, skinny?
She's tall, she's skinny, she's got blonde hair, and blue eyes.
Yep. And what colour jammies did she have on last night?
She had pink pajamas and a purple jacket, a purple pumpkin patch jacket.
So pink pajamas and a purple jacket last night?
Yes.
I've just let the police know. We've got police. We've got everybody on their way out to see you, okay?
Yeah.
And she's never done this.
No, like she gets up and plays, like in the middle of the night. She looks at a corner at her window before with it open, but I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. And is it just the two of you that live there?
I've got a 2-year-old and a 3-week-old baby.
And are they still there?
Yeah, they're still here.
They're still there?
Yes.
And have they seen the 2-year-old? Have you quizzed the 2-year-old? Can your 2-year-old speak? Yeah.
No, she was in bed. I just got up with me as well. We've all just gotten up.
Okay. So the 2 and 3-week-old are still there?
Yes. And the kid's father, he's here as well.
He's there as well?
For her.
Okay. Now, Christy, we have got everybody on their way out there.
Yeah.
So he's out yelling the streets for us?
Yeah, he's going looking for her.
So that's your ex-partner, is that right?
Yes, that's the kid's father, yes.
What's his name?
Robert.
Robert?
Yeah, Robert.
Robert who?
Smith.
Okay. And you've looked in all the cupboards?
Yes, he's not here. I looked everywhere.
Do you have any birth marks on her?
She's only got like a little one on her stomach. I've got one in the same place as well.
Ears pierced?
Yes, but she hasn't got no earrings in.
Okay. All right, Chrissy. Well, I'm going to hang up. We've got police on their way there now.
All right.
If you hear anything before we get there, you call us straight back.
I will.
Okay. Otherwise, we'll be there as soon as possible, okay?
Yeah.
All right, then. We'll see you soon.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
The little girl who was announced missing in 2010 spurred a nationwide search by relatives, friends of the family, and members of the public, as well as officials that lasted months until finally, her mother Christy confessed to her gruesome crime. In August 2010, 000 received a distress call from Christy, who stated that she had gotten up during the night to go to the toilet and found that her daughter was gone. This story was very different from the harrowing truth. The Sydney child killer unknowingly admitted her awful act to an undercover police officer 8 months later.
Just like that, just went like that, but then like she must have got scared, I don't know, like just jumped and then, I don't know, just the head.
What do you mean you went like that with your foot?
No, just a nudge her.
Just a nudge?
Yeah, put your pajamas on.
Oh, okay, right.
I don't know, she just started making weird noises. We thought it would go away, and then it didn't, and then in the morning, she went on.
The couple swore innocence, using Abrams' best friend, Allison Anderson, as a spokesperson. Anderson went on to become one of the biggest advocates for Keisha. Upon discovering that her best friend had lied to her throughout the entire investigation and used her as a defendant for their innocence to try to get away with it, she went to see Abrams in jail, where the 44-year-old child advocate told her, "You rot in jail, you filthy pig kid killer." While being recorded on a secret camera, she told the officer that she had nudged her daughter with her foot and then realized she wasn't right. Her head lolled about, so she tried to put her in the shower to wake her up. When she realized that her daughter was dead, she and her 34-year-old partner Robert Smith dragged her body stuffed into a suitcase into dense bushland and covered it with petrol. They burned the girls' remains and buried them. It was also later discovered that the 6-year-old had been physically harmed by Abrams a fortnight before her disappearance, and her mother did not get the required medical attention. Robert Smith reportedly also knew that the girl was injured but also neglected to seek medical help. Later in court, a forensic pathologist revealed that the little girl's remains showed 10 separate injuries to her head, jaw, and body. The forensic pathologist stated in court that Keisha's injuries were inflicted on different occasions in the time leading up to her death and that it indicated years of severe physical abuse. Smith was sentenced to 12 years in prison for manslaughter and his assistance with covering up the murder. Abrams was acquitted of first-degree murder upon confessing to her crime due to insufficient evidence proving that Abrams caused the girl's injuries and subsequent death. However, she was given the maximum sentence of 22 years for her crimes, which included keeping the girl's body in a suitcase for over a week and disposing of the body after Keisha's death. The first 16 years of her sentence would not see the possibility of parole. Wendy Lavarnia contacted 911 in March 2017 and reported that her 2-year-old son had gotten hold of her loaded gun and had shot her 9-year-old son, Landon. After investigation, Wendy and her husband, Kansas, were charged with murder.
Tell me what the emergency is. Slowly.
My son, he is 9 years old. He was shot in the head.
Okay. How did that
He is 9 years old. My day brother. I got my gun down. I was on the bed like an idiot. And 9 years old, I didn't think he could fire it, and he shot it. And then my son was standing up and playing the video game, and it shot him in the back of his head.
Okay. Listen.
We're on the way as well.
Thank you, Petey. Is he breathing? What I want you to do is get a dry, clean cloth, put direct pressure to the wound, okay? Okay, what caliber weapon was it?
A 9mm.
A 9mm handgun? All right, ma'am. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, put direct pressure to the wound. Try to control the bleeding. Is he still awake? Ma'am, I can't hear you. I don't know if you're away from the phone or if you put it...
No, I'm putting it to my... I'm putting it in my ear, my head in my ear. Okay, his whole lips are turning a little blue, but his eyes are a little open. He's not responding though.
Okay, what I want you to do is just get a dry, clean cloth, put direct pressure on the wound. We need to control the bleeding. Now, put your ear to his mouth. Is he breathing?
I think so.
Okay, and he wasn't holding the gun when it happened, correct?
No, he wasn't holding the gun. My 2-year-old did.
Okay. And it's a 2-year-old boy that picked it up?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we'll be there shortly.
The Phoenix mother had placed her loaded 9mm handgun on her bed next to the toddler and a 4-year-old boy when Landon was a few feet away playing video games. The 2-year-old had allegedly been allowed to practice shooting with the unloaded gun and had picked it up and pulled the trigger, shooting Landon once in the head. When officials arrived at the home on 35th and Rosewood Avenues, they noticed a lack of blood at the scene of the shooting. After investigating the house, they discovered wipes, towels, and clean blood residue in multiple rooms of the home and 2 empty cans of stain remover and traces of blood in the family vehicle. It became obvious that a huge amount of effort had gone into cleaning up the scene before police arrived. Wendy had also told police that her 31-year-old husband had not been home at the time of the shooting, and when he arrived almost 3 hours after police had gotten to the scene, he had a wound that had been taped over with tissues and packing tape. Authorities believed that he had taken what looked like a screwdriver to his arm to try to cover up a through-and-through gunshot wound. When emergency services arrived at the home, the boy was taken to hospital in critical condition and died the following day. Phoenix Police Chief Jerry Williams stated that significant efforts were made to scrub the house clean and remove evidence while this young boy lay shot and dying. Both were arrested and booked into Maricopa County Jail. Wendy had initially been suspected of 4 counts of child abuse in connection with endangering children. Her husband had been arrested on the charge of illegal firearm possession, a firearm that he had been prohibited from carrying due to a previous felony conviction. As the investigation continued, both parents were charged with first-degree murder in the death of their eldest son, where they pleaded not guilty. On Father's Day 2018, 14 months after Landon's passing, Kansas killed himself. Shortly before his suicide, Wendy confessed to Kansas being at the home during the incident, stating that he had fled the scene due to his prior criminal convictions prohibiting him from having a gun. She also confessed that the bullet that had killed her son had initially hit her husband in the arm, where the bullet fragmented, leading police to believe that he had meddled with the wound with a screwdriver. The bullet went through his arm and hit Landon in the head, causing his death. A plea deal was reached and Wendy's conviction was reduced to manslaughter. She was sentenced to 10.5 years in prison in 2019. Landon was remembered fondly by those who knew him, including his best friend Mason, who left a sad and loving note on the door of the empty home. Their 3 other children, boys ages 2 and 4, and a baby girl, were placed under the custody of the Arizona Department of Child Safety. In February 2015, Billy Boylan called 911 and told the operator that he had been shot during a confrontation and then escaped his burning house. He was then charged with 3 felonies for making false reports.
Terry Avenue, my house is burning down.
Okay. Your house is burning down?
My dog's in there been shot.
You were shot?
Yes.
Okay. Is the person that shot you still there?
No.
No? Who was it?
I don't know. I just woke up. I heard a noise. I came downstairs.
Okay, so somebody shot you and your house is on fire?
Yes.
Okay, hold on 1 second, okay?
I can't hold on. My dog's in there.
Okay, what is your name?
Billy.
I'm sorry, sir. What is your name?
I can't do it, Billy.
Sir, where were you shot?
In my arm.
Your arm?
Yes.
Okay, do you know what the guy looked like?
He's wearing all black. I don't know. It was dark.
All black? You know if he was in a vehicle?
No, I didn't see. I just ran out.
You didn't see a vehicle?
No, he hit me.
Okay. Do you know what kind of gun he had?
No. My dogs are gonna die.
Okay. And what? So how did it go down? Did he shoot you and then light your house on fire, or what?
I don't know. I was knocked out. I got up.
Okay.
I was running upstairs and he shot me.
Okay.
And now my house is burning down.
Okay. So when you woke up, then you went upstairs and he shot you?
I went downstairs. I heard a noise. Oh my God. Did I do this later? Oh my God.
Okay. Are you out of the house, sir?
Yes. I don't have any shoes or anything on. I'm freezing.
Nope. Okay. What is your first name, sir?
Billy.
Billy, what's your last name, Billy?
Boylan. Oh my God. I can't. Hey, where is he? I don't know. Oh Like dogs. Big dogs. Big dogs, I don't know.
Yeah.
Big dogs. Big dogs are burning up in there.
Multiple police units from 5 departments arrived at the burning home on 3rd Avenue in Lake Odessa in the early hours of the morning to find that the home was indeed on fire, and Boylan was lying on the pavement outside. Boylan had suffered a gunshot wound to the forearm, and the damage warranted hospital admittance, but his story simply did not add up, according to police. The intruder that the 29-year-old had described breaking into his home allegedly fled on foot, but after a lengthy search, police could not find any evidence of a suspect. Suspicion of Boylan's story grew when he stopped cooperating with authorities. His initial story was that he had run upstairs to escape the intruder, which later changed to him running downstairs to escape. 2 dogs were found dead in the home, and detectives also found that an accelerant had been used as well as a gas can, which reportedly could have caused substantial damage to the home. Boylan underwent medical care and was later charged with filing a false report on the arson, home invasion, and assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm. Boylan's name was not made public by police, but by those who released the 911 audio. There are no available photographs of him. This true 911 call was made in October 2011, and the case is still ongoing, 10 years later. 33-year-old ex-pastor Philip Grandine came home after a run to find his pregnant wife, 29-year-old Anna, known as Carissa Grandine, drowned in the bathtub. For more true 911 calls with an in-depth look at the cases, the victims, and the perpetrators, subscribe to our channel.
Toronto Ambulance, where do you need us?
12 Marsh Road.
Sorry, 12 Marsh Road?
12 Marsh Road.
And what is the closest major intersection?
It's Birchmount and St. Clair, or Birchmount and Danforth Road.
Okay, and is this a house or an apartment?
It's a house.
What's the telephone number you're calling from?
647-827-9258.
Okay, so tell me exactly what's happened.
I just came home, and I was out running, and my wife was taking a bath, and when I came home, she's in the bath, but she's under the water, and she's not breathing.
Okay, sir, did you remove the water from the bathtub?
No, I haven't.
Okay, take the moment to do that now, okay?
Okay.
Okay, how old is she, sir?
She's 29.
She's 29? Okay, is she breathing at all?
No, I don't think so.
Are you able to get her out of the bathtub?
I probably can.
Okay, radio, this is going to be an echo here.
Do you want me to do that now?
Yes, I want you to do that now. Get her out, put her on the floor, flat on her back, okay?
I know how to do CPR.
Okay, well, I'm going to guide you through that. Do that right now. Get her out, put her flat on her back. Let me know when it's done.
All right. Carissa. Oh, God. She's 5 months pregnant. Oh, I can't do it. Oh, Lord. Carissa, come.
Try grabbing her right under her arms, under her armpits, and pull her out that way if that's possible. Can you get her out?
Almost.
Okay, all right. When you do, lay her on her left side and wedge a pillow or something behind her back. Roll up the towel and put it behind her back and lay her on her left side, okay?
Damn it. Lord.
You're doing good, okay? Keep going. Let me know when you've done that, okay?
I can't get her out. It's too much.
You can't get her out of the tub? Hey, we have plenty of help coming, okay? What's your name?
What's my name?
Yes, what's your name?
Philip.
Philip?
Yeah.
Hey, Philip, we have plenty of help coming. We have police, fire, and ambulance driving there as fast as we can, okay?
I can't get her out. No.
Hey, Philip, we're coming, okay? Philip, do you think that you can try and do CPR on her while she's can you lay her flat on her back? Well, in the tub?
Yeah, she's on her back now.
Okay, is there any way you can try and get her more onto her left side since she is pregnant?
Yeah.
Okay. Use the tub to try and prop her up on her left side, okay?
Yeah. Okay. Come here. Okay, she's on her left side.
Okay, now, can you see anything in her mouth?
No.
Okay, I want you to place your... Sorry, I want you to, you don't see anything in her mouth?
No.
Okay, I want you to try and tilt her head back, open up her airway.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to start to do compressions, okay?
Come on, woman. Okay, compressions.
Okay, so I want you to place the heel of your hand on the breastbone, right in the center of her chest.
Yeah, 30, right?
Right between the nipples. Place your other hand on top of that hand.
Yeah.
I want you to press down firmly, 2 inches with the heel of your lower hand touching her chest.
Okay.
Listen carefully. You need to pump the chest fast and hard at least twice per second, okay?
Okay.
We're going to do this 600 times or until help can take over. Let the chest come all the way up between pumps and count out loud so I can count with you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Keep going, okay?
4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1,
2, 3, 4. Keep going. Keep going.
3.
We have plenty of help coming.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Keep going, Philip. Keep going. You're doing excellent. I'm right here with you.
4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Keep going.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, I locked the door.
Okay, they're going to help you now. Okay, Philip, you did an excellent job.
Okay.
Okay, so you can hang up with me now. They will help you.
Okay, sir. Okay.
What seemed like a tragic accident soon turned into two drawn-out, dramatic murder trials. In the months leading up to Carissa Grandine's October 2011 death, their marriage was on the rocks. Her husband, Philip, had stepped down as pastor of his church after having an affair with a churchgoer, who was also friends with the victim. On top of this, the ex-pastor had a pornography addiction. At the time, another pastor said he would give them marriage counseling if Grandine agreed to stop the affair and give up the pornography. They both agreed to this, but soon after, the cheating continued along with his porn habits. 3 days before Carissa was killed, she went to the hospital while struggling with dizziness, fatigue, and other symptoms. Her sister said the victim had asked her husband if he had given her a pill, but he denied it. Toxicology reports showed the 29-year-old had lorazepam, commonly known as Ativan, in her system, which also showed up during her earlier hospital visit. The woman's doctor confirmed that she had not been prescribed the drug. However, her husband worked as a nurse at a retirement home, where he possibly took lorazepam from his patients to spike his wife's smoothie so he could indulge in the vices of porn and adultery. On the day Carissa drowned, when paramedics arrived at the scene, she was allegedly still in the tub and the water had not been drained. Grandine attended the wife's funeral and went on with his affair after her death until he was arrested for first-degree murder in May the following year. In the early stages of the investigation, a homicide squad detective said there wasn't a single piece of the evidence that led to the arrest. Rather, it was a culmination of several pieces of evidence. Despite the severity of the charges, Grandine was given bail and lived under house arrest at his parents' house for 2.5 years before his first trial in 2014. Throughout this trial, the killer maintained his wife had either killed herself or accidentally drowned, but the amount of evidence piling up against his version of events was alarming. Grandine had researched the fatal dosage of the drug and tested it on himself before drugging his wife. Her hospital visit days earlier was viewed as a possible dry run in his plot to kill her. The court heard that Carissa had installed a filter on their home computer to stop her husband from watching pornography, and it was uninstalled less than an hour before the 911 call. The ex-pastor's former lover, Elaine Florentino's testimony didn't help in painting Grandine as an innocent husband. She told the court that their relationship began when Florentino confided in him about her personal problems. Carissa was aware of the affair and had sent the 36-year-old a Facebook message to tell her that she knew about it. Florentino claimed that although the ex-pastor constantly joked about running away together, he never spoke of harming his wife. In the most chilling part of the woman's testimony, she told the court that when Grandine left a police station hours after Carissa's death, he had sex with his mistress. The police interview lasted about 2 hours, starting from 2:30 a.m. He had also been on the phone with Florentino for 30 minutes before discovering his wife's body in the tub. The affair didn't stop there. The mistress even went to the victim's funeral. The pair continued to meet up multiple times a week in the months after. In January 2012, Grandine said he no longer wanted to see her, but he came back once more in February. At the end of her testimony, Florentino said, "He's still my friend." After 2 days of deliberation, the ex-pastor was found guilty of manslaughter and sentenced to 15 years in prison. The conviction was overturned on appeal when the court found the trial judge made an error when answering a question from the jury and ordered a new trial on the manslaughter charge. That meant prosecutors could no longer argue that Grandine meant to kill his wife. In 2019, he was again found guilty of manslaughter and sentenced to 15 years in prison. With the time spent in custody before the trial and the strict bail, he faces nearly 12 years in prison. Shockingly, the former pastor immediately challenged the conviction a second time. At the sentencing, the victim's mother, Sharito Maria Darvin, said her word had crumbled when she heard about the drowning, adding, "This lawlessness was done first of all against God, against Carissa, their unborn baby, and the rest of society. There must be a just punishment for this heinous act, as my daughter cries out for justice from her grave." Carissa's father, who lives in the Philippines, said he too had been irreversibly changed by his daughter's death. In his victim impact statement, he told the court, I was so grieved and heartbroken on the way there that I became so dizzy and almost passed out. He was hospitalized but insisted he was released to attend his daughter's funeral. Later, he learned that he had suffered from 2 strokes on the long journey. In January 2020, Philip Grandine was granted bail pending his appeal to the conviction. He will remain a free man until the 3rd trial commences. Family friend Cliff McDowell spoke outside the courthouse. In 2021, the victim's family is left feeling hopeless and frustrated 10 years later. In August 2018, Peggy Bowers, age 67, called 911 after she came home from grocery shopping to find her roommate, Joan Staub, covered in blood after being bludgeoned to death with a baseball bat.
911, what's your emergency?
I need an ambulance and the cops. Jones full of blood, the baseball bat's full of blood. The front door was open.
Is anybody in the house?
I didn't see nobody, and I'll be damned if I'm looking.
So your home was broken into?
Undoubtedly so. The baseball bat's full of blood, laid on the floor, and Jones' face is covered in blood.
Who's covered in blood?
Jones Staub.
Okay, so he was inside the house?
It's a she.
She was inside the house?
Yeah, her whole face is covered with blood. She's laying in bed.
Is she breathing? Is she breathing?
Let me see. I don't know anything. Her legs are hot. Joan. I don't know, her whole face is covered in blood. I'm shaking her, but she's not answering me.
Okay, I'm getting the police on the way there.
And her telephones are gone.
You said the phones are gone?
Her 3 phones are gone. And her money clip that's got money, ID, birth SIM card, all that's gone.
Okay, hold on one second.
Please don't hang up.
I got him on the way there. I got an ambulance on the way there also.
Please don't hang up.
I won't hang up.
I'm scared to go through the house.
The murder of Joan Staub, a well-known member of the community, shocked and distraught the Rosewood neighborhood. Staub was reportedly known as a giving and talkative person and was always willing to help her neighbors, and she had lived in Rosewood for decades. The motive for the killing and the events that led to the attack remains unknown, but the caller, Peggy Bowers, was arrested and charged with murder. According to people close to her, Bowers had a history of homelessness and mental health issues. Neighbors reported that Bowers was friendly but also had a volatile side. Community members had often assisted the elderly woman with a place to stay. One of those members was Joan Staub. Community members believed the pair were close friends, almost inseparable at a time. The coroner's report said the 57-year-old victim died from blunt force trauma to the head. DNA evidence collected on the scene led to Bowers' arrest, and she was taken into police custody. Although she was briefly released, her bond was revoked, and Bowers spent over 2 years in jail awaiting trial. A trial date had been set for later in 2021, but prosecution and defense instead worked out a plea deal known as an Alford plea. This plea maintains that Bowers did not commit the crime, but pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter to avoid court proceedings and the possibility of a longer sentence. According to the defense, this was the better solution at her age and mental health history. In March 2017, 44-year-old Nicola Lee called 911 to report that her partner, Paul Taylor, had stabbed himself with a kitchen knife during an argument. But the shocking truth was far more sinister.
No, for me, please.
Hiya.
I need the police. I need some assistance, please.
Okay, why do you need the police?
Yeah, do I?
Why? What's happened?
Why, my partner is in the kitchen. He's on the floor, and we've ended up having an argument. He stabbed himself, right? It's not the first time he's done it. The last time, he smashed himself in the head with a hammer, and I just need him out of me property. I need him out.
Is he badly injured? Is he badly injured?
I don't know. He's on the floor.
Right, what's your name?
Just come out of the way, because he's
What's
trying
your
to
name?
kill himself with a
Tell me
knife.
your name, please. Tell me your name.
My name's Nicola Lee.
Right, what's the address, Nicola? And you don't know how bad the injury is, no? Is he conscious?
I don't know. I've come out of the way because he's trying to sell about it. He's really punched me all over, and he's tried to cut himself with a knife, and he's lying on the floor now.
Has he definitely cut himself already, yeah? He's actually stabbed himself.
Right, yes he has. Right.
Stay on the phone with me, okay?
I'm in the kitchen now. He's no, he's unconscious. Paul, look at us. Look at us. Paul, look at us.
Is he unconscious?
No, he's not. He's semi-conscious. He stabbed himself in the chest, right?
Has he lost a lot of blood?
No.
What's he used to stab himself?
Time, man. And I'm sick of it because he does it on purpose and he blames me. Paul.
What's he used to stab himself?
Knife.
Right, what sort of knife has he used, Nicola?
It's a big kitchen knife. I'm going to turn the music down because I've been sitting in the kitchen with him all night. Right, he's a lunatic. And I'm sick of this Paul, stop it.
Is he still conscious, yeah?
Look at us. Paul, look at us. Paul, look at us. Look at us. No, he's not. He's semi-conscious.
Right. What's Paul's surname?
His name's Paul Taylor. Right. Are we...
We're going as quick as we can, okay? We'll not be far.
Not responding.
Right. We're not far now, okay?
Paul, please, baby. Please. Please, baby. The door's open, please. I'm in the kitchen with him. Please, step away from the door. Step away from him. Go on there, come on.
According to police, the couple had been having a drunken argument that turned south when the 45-year-old was fatally stabbed through the heart in the kitchen of the Ashington home. Lee had told police that the victim had allegedly stabbed himself, but this was quickly discounted by authorities and Nicola Lee was arrested for murder. In the following footage, we can see Lee become aggressive and swearing at police while being arrested. Although the accused stuck with her story of her partner stabbing himself in proceedings at Newcastle Crown Court, Nicola Lee was cleared of murder in 2019, but charged with manslaughter and sentenced to prison for 14 years. She has been described as a wicked, evil, dangerous, vivacious, and manipulative woman whose, according to the judge, behavior worsens when she consumes alcohol. Paul Taylor was remembered by family as a fun-loving man. They were thankful to the police for their support. Welsh hospital electrical engineer and rugby player, 26-year-old Matthew Jones frantically called 999 when his 15-week-old son, Cody Rise Williams Jones, became unresponsive. During the call, the infant's mother takes over to speak to the operator.
Ambulance, what's the address?
Can you ambulance, please?
Okay, what's the address there, please?
Okay, you need to slow down. Have you got a postcode for the address? Okay, bear with me while I find you, okay? Okay, is the patient conscious?
I don't know. I think he's breathing. He's making noises, but he's breathing really slow. Pardon?
Is he able to respond to you?
No.
Okay, is he breathing?
Yeah, but he's making noises.
Okay, alright. So tell me exactly what's happened. Say this isn't delaying any help. Tell me exactly what's happened.
I don't know what happened, but he kind of like dropped and landed on the bed, but like flipped.
Okay.
He fucking took himself off me again.
It's okay. Just tell me exactly what's happened.
I was getting him settled for bed.
Yeah.
I don't know. He made. Oh no! Wait a minute, man! And he made some noise, and then he like pushed himself off me and landed on the bed. He like landed on the top of his back and like flipped over onto his front. He's been making that noise ever since.
Okay, alright. And you're right by him now, are you?
Yeah, we're right by him now, me and his mother.
Okay, listen carefully. Lay him flat on his back on the floor and remove any pillows. Kneel next to him and look in his mouth for food or vomit.
I've checked all eyes and that's it. I don't know what's wrong.
Okay, is there anything in his mouth?
No, I put my hands down his throat and tried scooping everything up. There's nothing.
Okay, alright. Now place your hand on his forehead, your other hand under his neck, then carefully tilt the head back. Okay?
Look, can we just, how long is this ambulance going to be?
This isn't delaying any help until the crew get there, okay? So these are the instructions that will help him the best that you can.
Look, how long is the ambulance going to be? Because if we can, we may as well drive. Please, look, please.
Tilt his head back. Put your ear next to his mouth. Can you feel or hear any breathing?
Yeah, he's making noises. He's making noises. I don't know what's the matter.
Okay, alright. I'm going to tell you how to give mouth to mouth, okay? Pinch his nose closed. It's alright, take a deep breath. We can do this, okay? Pinch his nose closed and completely cover his mouth with your mouth.
We did.
Okay, blow 2 regular breaths into the lungs, about 1 second each, just enough to make the chest rise with each breath. Is he breathing?
Yeah, it's
okay, alright. Okay,
please,
look at him very closely. Tell me exactly what you see him doing, okay?
He's gasping for air. His eyes are rolling. Can you please, miss?
Okay. Alright, take a deep breath for me, okay? This isn't delaying any help for you, okay? Crew has been arranged. Okay.
Right, are they on their way?
Help has been arranged for you, and these instructions aren't delaying that help, okay?
Stop breathing. Could you please hurry up?
I need you to calm down and listen to me. This is going to give him the best help until we arrive.
Alright, wait, what am I supposed to do?
As he's not breathing enough, I need you to pinch his nose closed and completely cover his mouth with your mouth. Then blow 2 regular breaths into the lungs, about 1 second each, just enough to make the chest rise with each breath.
Where is this ambulance, please?
It's the nearest available crew. They'll be with you as soon as they can. They'll be with you as soon as they can. This is going to give him the best chance until he arrives, okay? You're doing really well. You just need to keep going.
Come on.
Okay? Now from now on, give 2 breaths and 30 pumps. 2 breaths and 30 pumps.
Yeah, right.
Okay? Did you hear me?
Sorry, what did you say?
I said now, from now on, give 2 breaths and 30 pumps. 2 breaths and 30 pumps, okay? Keep doing it until help can take over. Okay, if anything changes, tell me immediately. I'm staying on the phone with you, okay?
Hiya, sorry, the ambulance is here. Should I go?
Are they right with you?
Yeah, they've got the city.
Are they right with the patient, are they?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll leave you with the crew, okay?
Alright.
Alright, you did really well, okay?
Jones called the baby's mother, Paula Williams, and said he didn't know what was wrong with the child. She then rushed home from her sister's house and the father made the call. The infant died in hospital the next day. Although Jones was adamant that the baby had pushed off him and landed on the bed when he turned to get a dummy and teething gel, a post-mortem examination found Cody's injuries were likely due to an episode of abusive head trauma involving a shaking mechanism. Marian McGowan, a consultant pediatrician, said Cody had been in general good health before the incident and had not suffered any significant medical problems. She added that, in her opinion, the infant could not have been killed the way his father claimed. Jones was charged with murder and manslaughter, but he denied both charges. He told the court he worked long hours and was often tired, admitting that he had taken it out on Williams. He reiterated that he was not an angry person and would never intentionally harm his son. In contrast, in Williams' testimony, She told the court Jones wasn't happy when she found out she was pregnant. They had only been together for about 9 months at the time. He had allegedly told her to terminate the pregnancy and refused to date her if she kept the child. Eventually, when Jones found out the baby was a boy, he wanted to be a father and wanted to get back together with Williams. She recounted that they then rented a property together. She said Cody was sometimes difficult to settle, and the pair were often tired, but he was a happy baby. The 15-week-old's mother said she wasn't concerned about Jones when Cody was in her care, even though text messages in court painted a different picture. In one message, the mother said Jones had rocked the baby too hard in his baby chair. Another read, "It's hard when you say those things all the time. It really gets to me. I didn't pick him up at all. But it's all right for you to pick him up by his baby grow, calling him a pleb, and pushing him in his baby chair like that." She also told the court Jones had fits of white rage. After a 3-week trial, the 26-year-old was jailed for 9 years. He was acquitted of murder but convicted of manslaughter. He sobbed while receiving the conviction. On November 27, 2017, Adolphus Earl Kimry II told an emergency 911 operator that Mariah Woods, a 3-year-old, had disappeared. The caller was the child's mother, Christy Woods' boyfriend. He claimed that Mariah Woods had woken up during the night and that he had told her to go back to bed. He reported that he had left the door unlocked when he had left home for a short period that night, and that when he came home, she was gone.
Ozark County 911, what's the address of the emergency?
Yes, ma'am. I'm at 2405 Dustin Gavin Road, Lot 7.
Could you repeat the address for verification, sir?
2405 Lot 7 Dustin Gavin Road.
And tell me exactly what happened.
She is nowhere to be found. We would look everywhere in our house, in our yard, and our little girl she's missing.
Okay, how old is she, sir?
She's 3 years old.
Okay, so let me get some information from you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so when was the last time you seen her?
We went to bed last night. Everyone went to bed at the same time.
And what time is that, sir?
Maybe 8 o'clock, 8:30.
All right, let's get this information in the system. And you looked in the bedroom, under the bed, and everywhere, sir? Not able to look?
Bedroom's closets, under, and everywhere. We went to the house 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
In the yard. It's not like her to go outside at all. But not in the middle of the night or in the morning by herself.
Yes, and now does she have a physical, medical, or mental condition we need to be aware of?
She has muscular dystrophy. She's palsy. She goes down a lot. That's it. But otherwise, she's perfectly able.
Okay. All right, so I need to get a description. What race is she?
She's white, blonde hair, about 3 feet tall.
Do you know how much she weighs?
About 30 pounds.
Okay, does she have any characteristics on her face, like scars or birthmarks, anything?
Blue eyes. She's in her pajamas.
Okay. And what kind of PJs did you put her in, sir? What color? Do you remember?
They were pink.
Okay, and her name?
Her name is Mariah.
Mariah?
Woods.
Last name Woods?
Yes.
Okay. All right, sir. And who was the last person that you've seen her with?
The last time, me and my girlfriend put her to bed right when we came in. We came in from a trip last night, and everybody went to bed at like 8:30 or 8 around that time.
Okay.
I can't say for sure because we usually go to bed at 7:30, but we're coming home from vacation.
Okay.
And do you know anywhere that she might go at all? Neighbors or anywhere?
We don't. We haven't been living here very long. We don't have any neighbors that are friendly.
Okay. Has she been missing before, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you see any personal items taken, like a blanket or a teddy bear that she might have?
You said this. Yeah, no, nothing. She said. My girlfriend said that the pajamas that she was in are laying on the floor and then.
What's on the floor?
She said that the pajamas that she put her in are laying on.
So you're fading out, sir.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Now what were you saying?
She said that the pajamas she put her to bed in are laying beside her bed.
Okay. So she's not in the pink pajamas?
They're pink footy pajamas. I can't recall exactly what she went to bed in because I didn't dress her.
Okay. And you said they're on the floor?
Yes, sir, on the floor in her room.
And does she have any kind of trackable device with her, sir, like a tablet or anything that we can track GPS?
No.
And who has legal custody, sir?
Her mother, Christy Woods.
Is that with a K or a C?
With a K.
Okay. Now, was there any letters or anything left behind? Do you think anyone...
No, nothing. Okay. Nothing. It's just empty room.
Okay. And may I have your name, sir?
My name is Adolphus Kimley.
I'm sorry, you said your first name is... You're fading out again, sir. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
And you said your name is?
It's Kimry.
Kimry?
Yes, Kimrey.
And last name?
Kimrey.
Okay, first name?
Adolphus, Adolphus.
Okay. Now just try to find a recent photo of her, sir. Make any lists of friends or addresses, phone numbers that you feel that she may go to, or anyone that she knows in the area, so that she's familiar with. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Just try to locate her and have someone stay at home just in case she does return. If she is located, sir, give us a call back immediately, okay?
Okay.
We'll get an officer dispatched as soon as possible, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Woods' body was found less than a week later near Shelter Creek along Shaw Highway in Pender County, and Kimry was arrested for murder. A vigil was held for Mariah by their local church military, and civilian volunteers persevered searching for the missing girl. After 4 days of searching, the father of the victim, Alex Woods, reported to WSPA 7 News that he had a feeling that it was not looking good at all. On December 2, 2017, leads developed during the investigation that led a dive team to the Holly Shelter Creek Bridge. The community banded together during the search, many shocked by the disappearance. The child's mother, Christy Woods, appeared in the media multiple times prior to the discovery of the toddler's body, desperate for answers. The autopsy report by Dr. Karen Kelly found disturbing revelations about the death of the 3-year-old. According to the report, there was no history of sexual assault, and that Mariah died of chloroform toxicity after suffering traumatic injuries to her face. Her neck had been wrapped in 3 plastic bags, and her body had been placed inside a couch cushion cover weighed down with cement. Shortly after the body was found, Kimry was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and felony child abuse. He was held without bond. However, as the case was further investigated, Kimry was also charged with obstruction of justice, concealing a death, second-degree burglary, felony larceny, and possession of stolen property. His bond was set at $1 million. Kimry denied the charges. The child's mother has not been charged, and police reports state that she has been cooperating with the investigation. The case is still ongoing, and on April 20th, 2021, a new trial date was scheduled for November 8th, 2021. However, the defense has been pushing for a 2022 date, claiming that witnesses will not be available so close to the holidays. The date may be moved to 2022. In 2018, the state had filed for this to be a death penalty case, and according to District Attorney Ernie Lee, they are still seeking this. North Carolina Sheriff Hans Miller said, The death of a child is always a sobering reminder of how fragile a life is. When the community is so deeply affected by such a horrific crime, it is sometimes difficult to not allow our emotions to influence the decisions that we make. 4 years after the brutal murder, the child's memorial still stands strong. In August 2016, William Skip McCullen reported his girlfriend's daughter, Jordan Dumont, missing. In a 911 call, he frantically tells the operator he woke up from a nap and the 3-year-old was gone.
Gaston County 911, Reynolds, what's the address of your emergency?
Yes, ma'am. My oldest daughter, I was taking a nap. I just woke up and I can't find her anywhere. I went to the neighbors and they're not home and I don't know where she's at.
How old is she?
She's about to be 4 next month. I have a newborn with me too, a 1-year-old, and I got her and I can't find the other one. I really need some help right now.
Listen to me. What's your address?
Besttown Road.
Have you looked under the beds and in the closet?
No, ma'am. I called her name, though. I can't find her anywhere. I went next door. I've been calling her name outside. I can't find her.
She may have fallen asleep. I need you to go look under the beds and stuff while I start people that way, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you Besttown Road?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on a mobile phone?
No, ma'am. It's a landline phone, but it's a corded phone.
Okay, well, go ahead and take it with you and let's go look under beds. Tell me your name.
It's a corded, my name. It's a corded phone. I have to put down the phone and go look.
Okay. What is your phone number?
70. Yes, ma'am.
What is her name?
She was. I'm gonna check real quick, okay?
Don't hang up, though. Come right back to the phone.
No, ma'am. Okay. Hello.
You there?
She's not here.
Okay, William. Listen to me. Take a deep breath for me, okay? Is her last name?
No, ma'am.
Okay, what's her date of birth?
I don't.
Take a listen to me.
It's the 4th of next month. She'll be 4. My wife's at work. She's about to be home, and I don't know where my daughter is.
Is she white female?
Yes, ma'am. She's wearing blue jeans and the long sleeve Mickey Mouse shirt.
Is she, and what color's her hair?
It's brownish blonde. I gotta go next door. I just want to check the neighbor's house.
Okay, you stay with me for just a minute. I've already got people on the way to you, okay? You said she has light brown hair?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and she was wearing blue jeans and a long sleeve Mickey Mouse shirt?
Blue short jeans and the long sleeve Minnie Mouse.
Blue jean shorts and a long sleeve Minnie Mouse shirt?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Light brown hair.
Yes, ma'am. Baby, please come out. I don't know if she's just hiding or what. I don't know. I can't find her anyway. She don't do this.
Okay.
My door was wide open and I can't find it.
Okay, listen to it. The front door was open?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, don't hang the phone up. Go check if you need to. I've got units on the way to you, okay?
Okay.
Come back to me if you don't get it with an officer.
Crews joined by volunteers started searching around the 1900 block of Besttown Road, near Ruthaven Drive in Bessemer City after the call. Sadly, the body of Jordan Dumont was found about 500 yards from the home the next day. Investigators believe the death happened 24 to 36 hours prior to the discovery. While searching, a detective who walked into nearby woods saw a black cloth sticking out of a hole. As the officer moved closer to the black cloth, he saw a white sock with bright-colored stripes and bugs on it. The officer used a stick to poke it, then realized it was her remains. The lifeless body was in a small hole, wrapped up in a black fitted sheet and covered with sticks. The 911 caller, William McCullen, was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Although it was never recorded as to how investigators came to this conclusion, the trial shone a light on the difficult childhood Jordan Dumont lived. In a media briefing after the 3-year-old's remains were found, Gaston County Police Chief Joseph Ramey said they received 49 calls for service to that home in the past 3 years, with some of those calls being domestic-related incidents. In addition to that, there were around 5 welfare cases concerning Jordan and her little sister, Neighbors came forward with multiple stories of McCullen acting violently, sometimes towards the toddler's mother, Jaylene, but also towards the little girl. It was later clarified that 33 of the calls were related to people who lived there before the family, but the timeline leading up to the murder was plagued with abuse nonetheless. One of the calls concerning the children was made while McCullen's sister, Christina, was looking after the two. The next-door neighbor told police she was concerned for the kids after an unknown man and Christina started fighting. Officers left the scene finding no issues. A few weeks later, Jordan's biological father, Joshua Kinnett, also called the police because he hadn't heard from the little girl's mother in a while. Still, she told them she didn't want to have any contact with him, and they again reported no issues with the children. 4 days later, Kinnett received a letter from DHHS informing him their assessment found the children were fine. Furthermore, 4 days after trial, the father called police again. This time, DHHS recommended McCullen seek a substance abuse assessment and follow through on all clinical advice, and that Jaylene Dumont maintains communication with Kinnett. It also recommended the couple ensure their children always have a sober caretaker. The 3-year-old's biological father requested another welfare check, and again, no issues were found, until the little girl went missing not long after. The accused sister told a news station she was there when the social worker visited, but the family was all questioned in front of McCullen, so she didn't speak up about the abuse she had witnessed. Christina also noted that she had not been approached by the court to testify in her brother's case, but she felt Jordan's mother, Jaylene, should have also been charged. The woman went to the police the morning after the child went missing because her brother had told her he had tried CPR. Given the details in the autopsy report, the toddler was so severely wounded it wouldn't have helped. The report shows blunt force trauma to her stomach. She was struck so hard she suffered internal bleeding. She had multiple other wounds covering her body, as well as bleeding between the brain and scalp. In 2018, William McCullen was sentenced to life in prison without parole after a jury found him guilty of first-degree murder by torture. Last year, Jordan's biological father began a lawsuit to sue the child's mother and former boyfriend. Joshua Kinnett's attorney said regardless of whether they receive money or not, it will send a message to parents that they should protect their children. Kinnett believes Jaylene could have done more and prevented the 3-year-old's murder. Additionally, there's a possibility of future charges against DHHS. The social worker involved with the case resigned. In 2008, Matthew Wiegman, a blind phone hacker of Massachusetts, was arrested for making malicious calls to various emergency communication centers under the practice that has become known as swatting. He was sentenced to 135 months in federal prison.
Springs Police and Fire, this is Crystal. How can I help you?
Listen here. I'm at Main Street in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Okay, do you know where Main Street is?
I'm not sure if that is a good address, sir. Could you verify that for me?
Main Street.
Main Street. I'm not sure if that is a good address.
That is an address.
Okay, what's the nearest intersection that you're by?
What do you want, the damn phone number?
Okay, go ahead and give that to me.
719-393.
Okay.
0078.
Okay, is that a home phone?
Yes, it is.
Okay, sir. And what's going on there?
Now listen here. I've got 2 people here held hostage, all right?
Okay.
Now, you know what happens to people that are held hostage. It's not like on the movies or nothing, all right? You understand that?
Okay.
And one of them here, his name is Danielle, and her father. And the reason why I'm doing this is because her father raped my sister.
Okay.
Okay? And I am armed, okay?
Okay.
I am armed. I do have a pistol. And I swear to God, I will kill these people. If any cops come in this house with any guns, I will fucking shoot them. I will kill them. Do you understand me?
Can I get your name, sir?
Yes, my name is John DeFano.
Okay, John. Are you in security?
What do you mean?
Are you in the town of security? Because I'm not sure that you're in Colorado Springs. You may be right outside of my area.
Yes.
So you are in security?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm going to need to transfer you over to the sheriff's office. Will you stay on the phone with me?
Yes, I will.
Okay, hang on just 1 second.
Let me ask you a question. Can you stick on the line with me at all? Because I'm not talking to these people anymore.
Sure, John.
I had enough of this shit.
I'll certainly do that. Okay, hang on.
All right, just remember, I am armed and I will shoot.
Okay, what kind of gun do you have?
I have a 22.
Okay. Is it a pistol?
Oh, yes, it is.
Okay. And you have 2 people there?
Yes, I do. An 18-year-old and her father.
Okay. Okay, I want you to hang on the phone with me.
They're duct taped in the next room. They are duct taped and roped together.
Okay, let me get you over to the county, okay? And I'll stay on the phone with you, John.
All right, and you're going to be talking.
Yes, sir, I will, John.
All right.
Just 1 second.
Thank you.
Let him know I'm transferring it over. You want me to stay on the phone? Sheriff's Office Dispatch. Jennifer, can I help you? Jennifer, this is Crystal with the city. I'm transferring a call in. One of my other dispatchers is calling over there. It's going to be a hostage situation, Main Street and security. Okay, yeah. Okay, let me bring him on in the phone. He's wanting me to stay on the line with him. Okay. Johnny, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, I have the county on the phone with us now. Hi, John?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, okay, this is Jennifer. Okay, so what exactly is going on?
I'm not talking anymore.
Okay, you can't talk?
I'm not talking anymore.
Hey, John.
Like I said, I am armed.
John, is it okay if I tell her what's going on?
Yes, you may.
Okay. All right, County, he advised me that he has 2 people there that he's holding hostage. Okay. An 18-year-old that is named Danielle and her father. He says he has them duct taped in another room. Okay. That he is armed with a .22 pistol, and that if any officers do come into the residence, he will shoot. Okay. His last name?
And just remember, I will shoot. I'm not afraid. I will shoot, and then I will kill myself because I don't care. Okay? Do you understand?
Sure, John, I do understand, okay? John, could you spell your last name for us?
DEFANNO.
Okay.
I'm not from the state of Colorado originally.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Shut up. You still there?
I'm still here, John. John, are you injured or are they injured?
The father does have a wound. Yes, I did wound him.
Okay, did you accidentally shoot him or?
No.
What kind of wound does he have? John, are you there?
I'm still here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Jennifer's headset messed up or something. My name's Becca. What's going on tonight?
As I said, I do have people here held hostage, okay? 18-year-old and her father, okay?
Okay.
And if any cops come in here armed, if any cops are coming in here, I want their guns outside. Do you understand?
Yeah, I'm listening. Hang on. I'm just typing what you're telling me, okay, so that we're sure that we don't have anything happen, okay?
The father does have, not a pistol wound, but I did hit him with the barrel upside the head.
Is he injured?
The father, yes.
Is he severely injured?
He's bleeding profusely. I better get some help here because I'm going fucking psycho right now.
Okay, John, what do you want me to do? I mean, what can I do for him? What can I do to help him right now?
You want to help him?
Well, I want to help you. I want to help him. I want to make sure that nobody else gets hurt.
If I'm going to jail, I'm going to kill myself and them.
Okay.
I'm not going nowhere.
Okay. Well, what's going on tonight? Why are you doing this?
I'm not talking anymore.
Okay.
That's all I said. You have the address. You have everything.
Okay, well, will you just stay on the line with me?
I'm hanging up now.
John, this is Crystal. I'm still on the phone. Will you be willing to talk to me?
I'm hanging up now.
You're not willing to stay on the phone with us?
No, I'm not.
You can't tell us any more about why this happened tonight?
Raping a family member is not acceptable, all right?
Who was it that was raped?
Didn't I not tell you?
You did, and I want the county to understand what's going on.
Why don't you talk? You have all the information down.
Well, we want to talk to you, John. You're the one that's upset.
Listen.
Okay, I'm listening to you.
I will shoot them. I want help here now. If I don't have help here now in the next 5 minutes, I swear to fucking God I will shoot these people.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, but it's not going to help the situation if you hang up.
I'm hanging up the phone. Do you understand?
This recording is of a 2005 call Wiegman made to dispatchers in Colorado Springs, reporting a hostage incident at the home of a TSA screener whose daughter had reportedly refused to participate in phone sex with Wiegman earlier that year. Since 2003, a nationwide group of party line callers began making false and malicious calls to emergency communication centers reporting serious emergencies intending to generate a heavy police response. Wiegman, also known as Little Hacker, along with 22-year-old Sean Paul Benton and Carlton Nally, would fraudulently obtain a targeted individual's personal information and identifiers such as their contact numbers. The trio would then impersonate the individual and the telecommunications employee capable of initiating a police response to the targeted location. The purpose of swatting was to send a heavy police response to a victim's home or business as a form of harassment intended to cause their chosen victims to fear for their lives as armed police forces storm into their properties, often with little to no warning. The police are tricked into believing that a very real armed and dangerous threat could result in serious and even fatal injuries and damages. From August 2006 to October 2006, Wiegman had made more than 50 telephone calls to the Verizon Provisioning Center in Texas using his hacking abilities to gain access to their confidential information and computers. He was well aware that the FBI and law enforcement had been tracking Wiegman down since 2006 when some of his accomplices pleaded guilty to swatting. Wiegman had also been aware of this, plus that a Verizon fraud investigator living in New Hampshire was testifying for the government and had provided them with records and documentation in connection to Wiegman's crimes. During the conspiracy, Wiegman was involved with the harassment of employers, landlords, friends, and families with the intent to damage their reputations, careers, and homes. On May 18, 2007, Wiegman and his brother, Benton Wiegman, drove to the investigator's home. Wiegman had allegedly used his hacking skills to obtain authorization codes to monitor the investigator's calls and other Verizon employees, and had also made several threatening and harassing calls to the investigator. He admitted this to the investigator in an attempt to frighten him and was subsequently arrested. In June 2009, Wiegman pleaded guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to retaliate against a witness, victim, or an informant, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit access device fraud and unauthorized access of a protected computer. He was sentenced to 11 years and 3 months in prison. "24-year-old Sarah Widmer was found dead in her bathtub by her husband, Ryan. He called 911 and was later arrested for murder. Nearly 10 years later, new evidence might be what sets him free.
911, what's the emergency?
My wife fell asleep in the bathtub and I think she's dead.
What's the address?
5250 Crested Owl Court, Morrow, Ohio.
Okay, you need to calm down for me. I can't understand the address. What was it?
5250 Crested Owl Court.
5250 Crested Owl in Hamilton Township?
Yes, Morrow, Ohio.
What's going on?
She fell asleep in the bathtub. I think I was downstairs. I just came up here and she was laying face down in the bathtub.
In the water?
Yes.
How old is she?
She's 24.
She's in the bathtub?
Yes, the water's draining right now. I tried to do everything I could. I tried to.
So you're taking her out of the water now?
Yeah. The water's completely drained, but she's just laying here unconscious. Nothing.
She's still in the bathtub?
Yes.
Okay, so you drained the water out of the tub?
Yes.
How long was she in the bathtub?
She was in here for at least 15 minutes, half hour, somewhere in there. I was downstairs watching TV. She falls asleep in the tub all the time.
And how are you related to her? Your mother or?
I'm her husband.
Husband?
Yes.
What's your name?
Ryan Widmer.
Spell your last name for me, Ryan.
Widmer.
Have you tried CPR?
Yes, as much as I could. What little bit I know. Somebody coming?
Yeah, they're already on the way, Ryan. There's no way you can get her out of the bathtub?
I can try, but I have to set the phone down.
Okay. It's better to get her out of the bathtub and get her on a flat surface.
Okay. I'm dropping the phone. She's on a flat surface.
What's that?
She's on a flat surface. Come on.
Okay. Go ahead and go back to CPR. If you're doing trying CPR, they'll be there in a little bit, okay?
Yes.
Is your doors unlocked?
No.
Okay, you need to run and unlock the doors so that way they can get in when they get there. And then come back.
Okay. Okay, they're unlocked now.
Okay.
We're upstairs.
You're upstairs? Do you have more than one bathroom in the house? Or?
No, there's two, but the upstairs is the only one with the bathroom.
Okay. Ryan, I need you to go ahead and put the phone down. I am.
27-year-old Ryan Widmer had worked as a sports planner before his arrest and eventual sentencing stemming from the death of his wife, Sarah. The dental hygienist and her husband had reportedly both gone straight home from work on the 11th of August to have dinner together, a dinner that would be their last. Shortly after, at around 11 p.m., the couple had dinner together and began getting ready for bed. Widmer called 911 and reported that his wife had fallen and drowned in the bathtub. The couple had been inseparable since meeting at a pub on a blind date and eventually buying a house together and getting married. They had only been married for months and were in the process of adopting a puppy together when tragedy struck. Sarah was lying naked on the floor of the bathtub when the police arrived. Like Ryan, they tried CPR but reportedly noticed a frothy discharge coming from Sarah's mouth and nose, indicating that she had drowned. Sarah was taken to hospital in an ambulance with Ryan by her side. After 6 intubation attempts, succeeding only when it was too late, Sarah was pronounced dead at the hospital. In statements he made to police, Ryan had described Sarah as regularly walking on her tippy toes, suffering from headaches, and being chronically fatigued. When police spoke with Ryan, he stated that Sarah would reportedly fall asleep in unusual places and that he had feared that she would fall asleep in the tub one day. The deceased's husband claims that he had been watching football on TV when Sarah had gone upstairs at approximately 10 p.m. to have a bath. He said that he had gone upstairs to check on her when he found her in the tub. Police noticed inconsistencies with Ryan's claims that his wife fell asleep in the bathtub. Sarah's body was on the bathroom floor when she was found, not inside the tub, and her feet had been dry. They also noted Ryan telling the 911 dispatcher that he had found her lying face down but had allegedly told the nurse at the hospital that he had found her lying face up. They also found bloodstains on the bedroom floor, and the TV downstairs hadn't been set to the game Ryan had reportedly been watching. The TV in the bedroom had been on that channel. According to the coroner's report, the woman had died from drowning. There was reportedly faint bruising on the right side of her forehead, a petechial hemorrhage on the inner surface of her eyelid, bruising on the left side of her neck and armpit, and lacerations to her upper lip. Her death was ruled as a homicide. Evidence gathered from Sarah's autopsy, as well as the inconsistencies in Ryan's story, were enough for the prosecution to convince a jury to convict Ryan in 2011 after 2 previous trials, sentencing him to 15 years to life in prison. Since his arrest, his family has been fighting for an appeal based on an unfair trial, in which insufficient evidence was brought to the table and crucial evidence was omitted. Included in this is DNA from the victim, which could be the key to freeing the accused and convicted killer. The defense has argued that besides finding no splashed water or freshly wet towels, there was no other sign of struggle or forced drowning in the bathroom or anywhere else in the house. And while Sarah had bruising on her body, there were no defensive injuries to her perfectly manicured nails or toes, as well as no bruising on her knees, knuckles, or elbows. Ryan also had no marks or bruising that would indicate a struggle. 10 years later, precisely what happened to Sarah was still a mystery. Authorities said they never did figure out the exact scenario that ended her life. Neither did the jurors who eventually convicted Ryan. While investigators were scratching their heads over the puzzling circumstances of Sarah's drowning, the defense secretly hired the world's foremost death investigation expert, Dr. Werner Spitz, to perform a second autopsy on Sarah and found that it was possible that an undetermined medical problem could have been the cause of Sarah's sudden demise. Sarah had reportedly suffered unexplained periods of fatigue and headaches, and sometimes they caused her to see spots. Friends said the college-educated couple soared on a cloud of wedded bliss. Ryan, who worked in sports marketing, was too in love with Sarah, a dental hygienist, to ever have harmed her, they said. Sarah's family even supported Ryan, at least at the outset of the case. His case remains under appeal for a 4th time while he serves 15 to life. He will be eligible for parole in July 2025. Just a reminder to use my coupon code TRUECALLS for 55% off at Scentbird. The link is in the description below. Watch this episode next and comment if you are able to tell who was lying.